First of all, would you consider yourself a treasure hunter?
I am now. My mother said I've always had my feet in the sand. I was born in Jacksonville. My father was in the Navy, so we moved from, one place to another quite a bit, and always had the intention to get back down here somehow. All this really started, I was doing a gun show in one of the small towns up there close to me, and got all set up for the morning and everything, decided to go out and get a little bit of fresh air. And I noticed these guys pulling up in the trucks. It was a community center where it was at. And I noticed one of the guys I knew from high school, so I walked up there and talked to him and said, "Hey, what are y'all doing?" He says, "Well, we're fixing to have a seeded hunt." And I said, "You gonna plant seeds?" He said, No. They said, "This is metal detecting, like that. We're having a little club hunt, and we go out and bury things and competition hunt like that." I said, "Oh," I always thought about getting into that, checking it out like that. So we talked a little while. He gave me his phone number. Had to go back in and start the gun show. And once it was about 2 years after that, I finally decided to call him back. And I said, "Hey," his name was Daryl, real good friend. I'd like to check out this metal detecting. He said, "Well, by the way, I'm getting ready to go out now. You want to go?" I says, "I don't have a metal detector." He says, "I got one. Don't worry about it." So we went out, and it was a local lake beach that we went to, and he showed me the basics, how to do it. Had a scoop, had the detector. I found 2 gold rings. He still fusses about that. You can imagine. So anyway, I was hooked. Had to go out that next week and buy my first metal detector, and we hunted around, everything like that. And that was same time we was getting ready to move down here, so I really didn't get to do that much there than I do. So we got moved down, and every time I go back up there, I get hold of him and say, "Let's go out, let's go back out the lake." He said, "No, I ain't taking you out there." that type thing. And I guess being down here and knowing about the Treasure Coast and what happened down there back in 1715, and continuous people finding stuff down there, it draws you down there, and you want to hunt it, and my whole goal was just to find one real. I would just that's all I wanted, is just a real. And during that time frame that all this happened, there were silver coins on the beach. There was so much sand removed that majority of what you found was older coins. All the light material, like, pop tops and pull tabs, things like that, was completely gone. You hit a target, it was something interesting. And so, my goal was, hopefully I could find a real down through there. Well, it was late in the afternoon, and there was one little more area, little washout that I wanted to hit, so I went through it. And it was real trashy. I started seeing a lot of this bits and pieces of everything. So detecting through there, I hit a target, dug it up, and it was getting kind of later, so I really not sure exactly what I had, but I knew the right size was right and everything like that, so I put it in my pocket. And I think I hit 2 more of the same sounds. And when I finally got to a place where I could see there were little reals, the little half reals. So the next morning I went back to the same spot thinking I would, hit a few more. And the very first thing I pulled up, I got in the scoop, rinsed it out, threw it on there, and it just shined at me. It was a piece of gold. It wasn't a coin, it was a cufflink, a solid gold cufflink. And man, that just, couldn't believe this, like that. So I was excited about it, and my friend down there, I called him up and told him what had happened. He said, "Man, you need to stick to that spot. That's probably shipwreck." And at the time, I didn't really think of it. I was more excited about the little Spanish reals that I found than more than was cufflink. But he assured me that that was probably shipwreck material. So he came down there and we started hunting, and we ended up finding a couple more, pieces of silver. And probably a day or so went by. We went back down there, and we was hunting up the beach a little bit further, and it was funny. He was using a GPX, and I had a CTX 3030, and so I could not get close to him, of course, too much interference. So we would go around each other and hunt a little while, and back and forth like that, going up the beach. And he was in front of me, and I looked up, and he was walking towards me. He had his fist closed like this, and I said, "Oh, heck!" And he come up to me, and he says, "Man, you're not gonna believe this." He opened up his hands, and it was a gold coin. And I thought, man, I brought him all the way over here, and come down to the beach, like that, and he's found a gold coin. I felt like Daryl when I found those 2 gold rings. He left his scoop right where he found the coin, and he walked back to me, and this so happens I was right next to a beach approach, and so he sat down there, and he said, "We're going up there," and where I left off at, he said, "A lot of times where there's one, there's more." I went up there, and it wasn't 5 minutes. I was calling him over there. I had one in the hole, and then another, and then another, then another. And that day we ended up with 6 gold coins each. I worked my way up the beach, and I hit a target, dug it up, and it was a little gold ring. And at the time, I thought, well, a gold ring like that. So I called him up and said, "Well, I found a little gold ring." He said, "Well, what does it look like?" I described it to him and everything. He said, "That's not just a gold ring, that's a shipwreck ring." So I continued up the beach, and it wasn't too long. I hit another target, and I had no idea. I mean, it blew. I was speechless throughout the whole thing. I think the only words that come out of my mouth are oh, 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 oh. Unfreaking believable! I got something. I don't know what it is yet. It looks like it could be an 8. See it? There, hole. It's another 8. It is. Oh, God. It is another 8. Oh, man. Look at that. Oh. Oh. It's gone from 2 to a ski ghost. My 3rd 8 sick. What you call it? Oh man, let's go down to the ridge. Alright, hold on. I gotta undo my detector. Alright, gotta go wash off in this off part of it. Oh man! Oh. What can I say? What can I say? What can I say? I've just found the cash. Looks like it's another 12. 1712. And a skiddo. Man, every day it just seems like it's just getting better and better. You look at that. Starting to rain on me. Started out to be a sunny day. Hey, I don't care if it pours down rain. I'm not going anywhere. And I will be back again. Look at that. to make a pretty picture. Oh man, that takes pictures, man. All right. Unbelievable. Thank you, Jesus. Uncovered it, and I said, yeah, this is definitely a bigger coin. So I went down and washed it off so I could see it. And when that 8 popped up on there, I said, this is an 8 of Scudo. I mean, you can't get no better than this right here. I mean, I remember thinking, if I don't find one today, I'm gonna come back tomorrow because tomorrow's my birthday. And boy, what would be greater than finding a gold coin on your birthday? Unfortunately, I got a call that night that my mother had passed away. And so I loaded up the truck and headed back up to Tennessee. So my mother actually died on my birthday. So, but anyway, we made arrangements and thinking that, we'd get everything knocked out, in a couple of days. And it took a little bit longer than what we expected to get the funeral arrangements and everything set up and everything like that. And by the time I got back up here, the ocean does its thing. It sanded all back in and everything was gone. Not only the coins, as well as, I've been finding artifacts down through there for quite a while, ship spikes and musket balls and, this, that, and other. So, and a lot of people's found stuff down through there too, but I think I just hit it at the right time when people was giving up on it. I don't know. Or it may be just, I don't exactly remember the time, the day before that. Maybe there was a northeaster came in that night before and pulled the sand off and actually revealed it. It doesn't take very much to pull enough sand off where your detector can really get down a little bit further, and hit it. So maybe that was it. Maybe there just wasn't no interest on the beach that particular week. Because I really didn't see that many people down there. There was a few people, around detecting that they could have been finding stuff too. I don't know. Those coins were there for over 300 years and nobody found them. Who am I to go over there and, and actually find them? I mean, that was just a blind squirrel finding a nut.
Would you do anything different?
At that time?
Yeah, like just looking back now, would you do anything different?
I would have spent more time than what I did down there. There's no doubt about that. I mean, yeah. I mean, other than coins, I found, little nicks and pieces of shipwreck material, which that's the reason I believe that there is a shipwreck there more than, a survivor, getting away and, and losing whatever he had, trying to get back to St. Augustine, There's that many different theories that you don't know what actually took place. But yeah, I thought, why me? Why me? There's more deserving people out there that could probably took this whole lot further than what what I have or what we have.
I may argue against that, but